Welcome in, everyone. I only do classics. I only do classic games here on the Sactown Sports 1140 recap show. Welcome in to everyone. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. And to cap off 2022, the Sacramento Kings give us an absolutely stunning victory over the Utah Jazz, 126-125 here in Golden One Center. My name is Chris Watkins. I'll be hosting tonight's festivities. What a game! What a game it was here in Golden One Center. You thought that Nuggets series was a thrilling, entertaining series to watch. You thought that the second of that back to back, where it comes down to a Jokic missed shot at the buzzer, was exciting. Tonight had all of that and more. It was a tight game that entire fourth quarter. The Kings really could not pull away from Utah all night. The Kings had the lead, but the Jazz just kept holding up in there despite not being able to hit much from beyond the arc. But boy, oh boy, when they needed a three, they got one from Lauri Markkanen down the stretch. Markkanen was incredible tonight. 36 points on 16 of 24 from the field. He was really, really impressive to me tonight. He's been doing that all season. He's been great for this Utah team. Utah has been a big surprise in the NBA this season, and Lauri Markkanen is a huge, huge reason for that. And we saw exactly why tonight. 36 points. Big night from him. He hit a big three down the stretch after not hitting a single three all night. He was 0 of 6 from three before he hit that three. How much time was left in the game when he hit that three? There was, let's see here. Lauri Markkanen hits his three at the 1 minute mark, 103 mark in that fourth quarter to put Utah up 122-121. It looked scary at that point. I mean, again, like the Kings had just been holding off the Jazz the entire game, and it really felt like they had finally pulled away enough. De'Aaron Fox hit some clutch shots down the stretch. But, this Utah team is incredibly resilient. They come back. Lauri hits the three, puts them up one, and then the Kings have one of the most stressful possessions I've had the pleasure of witnessing before, where they missed not one but two shots in the final 30 seconds of the game. Or it was final 20 seconds of the game even. De'Aaron misses that second shot with 20 seconds to go. Then misses again with 13 seconds to go. Harrison Barnes gets the offensive rebound. Incredible. Some of the best ball movement we've seen all season happened in that last possession where Harrison Barnes gets the rebound, pings it out to the perimeter. They find Kevin Huerter wide open for three, and Kevin Huerter, who had himself a terrific night, hits the most important shot of the game, a clutch three to seal this one for the Sacramento Kings. They get the win 126-125. Such an incredible game tonight, just all around. I mean, Domantas Sabonis does what Domantas Sabonis continues to do. Doesn't matter if he has one hand, two hands, one thumb, six thumbs. The man is just inevitable. He is Thanos at this point, where it's just you cannot avoid the Domantas Sabonis double-double. He puts up 28 points tonight, 28, 11, and 8. Again, extending his double-double lead in the NBA. Almost gets a triple-double tonight. Heading into that third quarter, I definitely thought he was going to get one. He had 7 assists going into that fourth quarter. Only picks up one, so probably should have gotten the double-double or triple-double if he was really focused on it. But obviously the goal for tonight was to get the win, and Domas played a huge, huge role in that. I mean, what a game. I mean, this is back-to-back games that I've recap shows that I've done, and I feel like, again, I'm sweating and I didn't even play a minute. Just such exciting game. I mean, one of the funner fourth quarters that you're going to see in this league. It was 87-91 to start the quarter. Jazz tie it up at 91, and then, no joke, it is back and forth the entire fourth quarter once this game is tied at 91. Just Kings take the lead, then the Jazz take the lead, Kings take the lead, Jazz take the lead. You get the point, back and forth, and then all that matters is who's up when the clock reaches zeros. And that was the Kings tonight, and it was a really, really fun one here in Golden One Center. Huerter really did say, nah, we're lighting the beam tonight. I mean, he was phenomenal tonight. 6 of 10 from 3, ends up with 30 points. It felt like one of those nights for Kevin Huerter. He was feeling himself for sure. Him and Sabonis' two-man game was on point tonight. I mean, so many times you saw Kevin Huerter come off a Domas screen and just have just so much room to pull up for 3, and that's when Huerter's been at his best this season is when him and Sabonis are playing off each other. Big game for Huerter after a huge night on Wednesday from Malik Monk. That's a real theme to me from this team is their all-stars are gonna perform. Fox and Sabonis on any given night can give you 30 points. They're gonna get you 20 for sure. But it's that third guy, that X factor that you're not going to be able to account for. It was Malik Monk the other night. Tonight it was Kevin Huerter's turn. We've seen, Harrison Barnes have his nights. Keegan Murray, hasn't had those kind of nights as of late, but I thought Keegan played solid tonight. He got a couple big rebounds. Harrison Barnes, a pretty quiet night, but did get the most important rebound of the game on that offensive rebound. So, that was a big theme for tonight is people coming up when they most needed it. Go ahead and put in the comments your thoughts on tonight's game. Were you at the game? Did you watch it from home? What are your plans for tomorrow? Tomorrow being New Year's, obviously. This is a great way to start off the weekend. It's a Friday night, feeling good. Kings got the big win tonight. Good stuff. Great win, but the Kings defense needs to improve in order to take them to the next level. IMO, that Fox dunk was nasty. Let's start with the first part of this. The Kings defense absolutely does need to improve. That's been a huge thing for not only tonight's game against Utah, but Wednesday against Denver as well. Both of those games felt like it was going to go to the first team that decided to start making stops. And I don't know if it really ever happened tonight because, as I said, it was back and forth that entire fourth quarter. But if the Kings do want to be a legitimate team, especially down the stretch, and don't even, let's not talk about playoff basketball here just yet. But if they want to be in the playoffs and they want to win some playoff games, absolutely their defense has to improve, continue to allow teams to come into your house and shoot 55% from the field. That's been a common occurrence here. Teams shooting over 50% when they travel to Golden One Center. It's just the Kings are so dominant offensively. I mean, tonight the Kings shoot 56% from the field, 40% from 3, 75% from the line. But we know that's to be expected from a Sacramento Kings team as they have struggled to hit free throws all year. Man, that Fox dunk was something else. I mean, how many other people, please put in the chat, what was your reaction when De'Aaron Fox went up for that dunk? Because I definitely thought he was just going to lay it in, and it almost looked like it might have been one of those situations where he almost got more verticality when he made contact with the center, with the big man. It kind of elevated him to the next floor, and he was like, I can definitely throw this down. And he threw it down right on Kelly Olynyk's head. There were some great dunks tonight. We start off. What up, Jay? How's it going, Jay?
We're doing this Kings Post.
Yes, Sactown Sports Recap Show.
Absolutely.
Jay Johnson in the house.
Light
Jay,
the beam.
Light the beam. Any thoughts on tonight's game?
De'Aaron, actually, I've been one of the biggest, I want to say, not a hater because I'm not, but no. I've been very difficult towards De'Aaron. You have. I have. De'Aaron is playing like an all-star. De'Aaron is playing like a 1B. I'm not gonna say 1A yet, Chris. No. A 1B. But I will tell you who is playing like a 1A. Domas. Oh my Domantas Sabonis is an all-star, and he should be in the MVP category. If not, I know he's not Kevin Durant. I know he's not Giannis. I know he's not the Joker. Steph Curry was on MVP numbers, but I'm also say this: if this man keeps averaging close to 30 and almost a triple-double every night, he's MVP. We got to stop lying about the situation and claim who we have as an MVP. And I'm just saying, Sacramento Kings Kingdom, because that's what I call them. Yep. The Kingdom. We got to stand up for our own, and I'll be the first one to say that we definitely need to stand up for Domas.
Absolutely, man. Sure, I mean, yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, no, yeah. I appreciate you guys.
All y'all.
Shouts out. Sac Sports 1140, man. Just saying what's up. Shouts out to the 50, like the beam. If you haven't been here, got to get here.
Got to get here.
Got to get crazy.
Tonight was crazy. Absolutely. Have a good one, Jay. Jay is absolutely right, too. I mean, I'm not saying Domas is the front runner for MVP by any stretch of the imagination. We probably saw the MVP in here the other night. Nikola Jokic has been absolutely incredible, but Domas has been. If we're talking just straight, if we're talking letter of the law, most valuable player. Luka's obviously probably by the letter of the law the most important player to his team just by the way that they're built. But Domantas Sabonis is so incredibly important for this team and performances like he had tonight. I mean, the man did not miss a field goal. He was 12 of 12 from the field tonight, and he's not kind of like LeBron. He's not even a scorer, and he put up 28 points, 12 of 12 from the field, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, just doing absolutely everything for this team. And not to mention being the defensive anchor on the other side. Like the dude, again, I'm not saying he's going to win the MVP, but if we're having conversations about who is in the MVP conversation, Domantas Sabonis has to be in this conversation. And you see exactly why on nights like tonight. I mean, just such a huge performer. Jay also mentioned the play of De'Aaron Fox. I'm going to side with Jay. He has not been a hater on De'Aaron Fox, but he has absolutely questioned De'Aaron Fox and his ability to be that 1B guy, like he mentioned. I understand it. And De'Aaron leaves that kind of open for criticism because some nights he doesn't give his 100%, but some nights we don't see it on an every single night basis like you do with stars. But as we've seen De'Aaron Fox kind of grow and grow, we get more and more nights like tonight where he's just been absolutely incredible and just continues to be incredibly clutch for this team. De'Aaron Fox, that cannot be understated, is just how clutch of a player he's been for this team. 11 points, 4 assists in this fourth quarter. He did the same thing the other night against the Nuggets. Just comes up when the team needs him the most. And really, again, it's not De'Aaron coming out every night needing to score 35 points. He's sprinkling his buckets in here. Let me give a quarter by quarter breakdown. First quarter, Fox puts up 2 points. By the end of the second quarter, at halftime, De'Aaron has 9. So 7 points in that second frame. Has 4 points the next quarter in the third. And like I said, gets 11 and 4 assists in that fourth quarter. He just consistently keeps it going and comes up when the team needs it the most. The beam is lit. It was great to see on this Friday night. Good things happening here in Sacramento. Ending the year 19-15, if I'm not mistaken, is their record. 19-15, right? 1 second, waiting for confirmation. 19-15, and a sellout crowd. Another sellout crowd. I believe this is the 7th straight sellout crowd that we have here at Golden One Center. And like Jay said, if you have not found your way over to Golden One Center this year, I know ticket prices are a little bit inflated at the moment, but that's because this team is doing so incredibly well, and this is such a fun environment. Everybody wants to be here and needs to be here. I mean, I personally thought I sit right next to my Return of the Roar co-host, Frankie Cardicelli, and I told him, I was like, mid third quarter, I was like, can't lie, the crowd's been pretty quiet tonight, and it was a pretty good game, and I felt like it was pretty quiet. But much like the team, when we needed it most, the crowd absolutely stepped up, and it got towards the end, it was so loud in here. It's a cliche to say it was deafening, but really, like, my ears were ringing. It was so loud in here. So if you have not yet came out to experience the Beam team, experience Golden One Center this year, the Arco Thunder will never, ever be touched. But, man, it's been really, really fun these past couple of games here in Golden One Center. Absolutely well worth the price of admission if you can get your way over here. Sabonis 12 of 12 definitely has my permission to shoot the ball more. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a confession to make. Earlier this season, I put on Twitter that I don't want to hear any more about Lethal Shooter because it was early in the season and Domas hadn't hit a 3 yet early in the year, and I was impatient. I'll be the first to tell you, I was impatient. Shot didn't look good. It looked flat. But ever since then, the man has been a marksman. Point blank period. The man has been a lethal shooter since this month of December. He has shot 64% from 3, for the month of December. He hit 2 of 2 tonight from 3. The shot looks great. He knows exactly when to take it as well. His shot IQ for that 3-point shot is through the roof. I mean, he's never forcing it. He's never going to take it if it's contested, a man in his face. It's always when they're giving him way too much respect on the pick and roll. It's his shot IQ has just been absolutely incredible this season, as evident from his 12 of 12 performance. He just doesn't take shots that are outside of his range and shots that he doesn't think he can take and make. Such a phenomenal player, and I completely. It's really crazy to say, but I think I agree. Obviously DeMarcus Cousins was one hell of a player here. It never translated to winning. His individual performances were just spectacular. I'm a huge DeMarcus Cousins supporter. I may or may not at one point have pondered the same question about DeMarcus, that maybe DeMarcus was the best player, if not better than Chris Webber as an individual. But I think in terms of impact, Domantas Sabonis absolutely, to me, is to that Chris Webber level of impact for this team, where it's like this guy can really be the catalyst for something really, really special offensively. And we've absolutely seen the sprinkles of that so far this season, where, especially at the start of the year, this team was just a juggernaut offensively, was looking like they were going to be historically great. Since then, they've definitely been missing shots, especially from the perimeter. But, Domantas Sabonis this team goes as far as Domantas Sabonis goes. That traditionally has been left for that sentence has been said a lot about De'Aaron Fox in the past couple of years. And I think it still is true as we see, his clutch performance like tonight. I think the Kings do need De'Aaron Fox in order to be ultimately where they want to be. But Domantas Sabonis on a night-to-night basis, they cannot be this dominant without Domantas Sabonis. Or I shouldn't even say dominant, but just this good, this consistently. They don't win on Wednesday and then win tonight as well without Domantas Sabonis. Like, that much was very clear. And I think if they would have had Domas in that game on Tuesday when they were up 20, something tells me that game goes differently as well, and the Kings don't lose that 20-point lead. Again, give me your thoughts in the comments from tonight's game. This is, again, like one of the – after Wednesday, I didn't think Wednesday could be topped, but overall in this fourth quarter, let's see if I can get this. Domantas Sabonis, I don't know if y'all will be able to see this. Domantas Sabonis has just walked out onto the floor. Where is he? He's right there talking down there. Let's see if I can put this right back on me. Sorry, so that's what I was looking at. I was a little distracted as I was talking about Domas. But absolutely incredible night here at Golden One Center. Didn't think Wednesday could be topped. And tonight definitely gave Wednesday a night from its running, just a run for its money, just because of how fun and back and forth that fourth quarter was. You know what I'm curious about? Because this is a big talking point with me and my friends, and it always has been. How do you feel about close games? Do you think they're fun? Are they more agonizing than they are fun? Like, do you find yourself just stressing to the point where it's like, this isn't even fun for me? Because obviously everybody loves to see their team blow somebody out. It's really fun to watch your guys look like the Harlem Globetrotters and throw things off the glass and stuff like that. That's ultimately going to be the peak level of watching your team have fun. But, on a night like tonight where it's like, you don't know how the game's going to go. There's so many highs, but also there's an equal amount of lows. Like when Lauri Markkanen hits that three, that's a dagger. that felt like a real dagger, and like it was a momentum shifter. And, less than a minute or, 30 seconds later, we're talking the same thing for the Kings. Like, oh, man, here's 2 offensive rebounds, big 3 by Kevin Huerter. Feels like a dagger. And then it comes down to a game winner. So do you guys like close games, especially, back and forths for 5 minutes, or, are you a fan of just watching your team blow the other team out? Very, very curious how you guys feel about that. 54 people currently viewing this live stream. Be sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the like. It helps a lot and lets my bosses know I'm doing a good job, because like Sactones, I always do this, Sactones mentions, I'm working hard, man. Also, be sure to tune in to Kings Weekly tomorrow Saturday at 11 o'clock from 11 to noon. I will be right here on the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel, also on the Sactown Sports 1140 airwaves, doing Kings Weekly, talking about the week of Sacramento Kings basketball. We had a great one on Tuesday, great one on Wednesday, great one tonight. I'm definitely going to have some things to talk about. Might give, some more New Year's resolutions, maybe some predictions for the next year. But it should be a good time tomorrow at 11 o'clock. 209 Tacos, love the name. This team is just fun to watch. It really is. I mean, just the amount of weapons that this team has. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis goes without talking about. Kevin Huerter, his incredible shooting. Malik Monk, just the spark plug that he brings to this team. What did Malik do tonight? Not a great night from the field from Malik. 2 of 7, 9 points, but again, continues to move the ball. 5 assists for Malik tonight. Had some good finishes at the rim. Malik is such an exciting player. You see a guy like Trey Lyles, who's just really fit into his role, crashing the offensive boards like somebody did him wrong. Oh my God. Trey Lyles these past couple games has been crashing the glass so incredibly well. It's been amazing to watch. It's so I just have loved Trey Lyles' play the past 3 games. Big fan of him, and really hope that he continues to have an important role with this team. Who else played well tonight? I think Davion Mitchell absolutely deserves that defensive player of the game chain yet again. Let me check Twitter to see if we've gotten any developments on the defensive player of the game chain, because Davion, to me, was, again, incredible tonight after having another good defensive game on Wednesday. I think he's so supremely confident right now in his offensive game and in his defensive game. It's been really fun to watch Davion really get comfortable with this team and get comfortable in his role. I haven't been the biggest supporter of Davion Mitchell. I haven't been his biggest fan, but what he's done and how he's starting to fit with this team, I think he provides something that really nobody else can give them except for maybe Casey Okpala. But I think Davion's offense, honestly, has been what's really surprised me here, and I've really enjoyed watching him play this past week. And just never really expected to be this big of a fan of what he does for this team. I kind of thought he was just going to be square peg in a round hole kind of thing. But Davion has absolutely proved to be a really valuable piece on this team. They were chanting MVP chants for Domantas Sabonis. The crowd absolutely knows that Domas belongs in that MVP conversation. My bud Frank Cardicelli was super nervous when the crowd started chanting MVP. He swears that every time they chant MVP, they start to miss free throws, and that was an incredibly important free throw that Domas ended up did hit it, but Frank was nervous that was going to happen. So if you want to make Frankie nervous, just keep chanting MVP at the free when Domas is at the free throw line, and he absolutely deserved it. All right, bro, have a good one. Yes, this would be a great way to start the new year with an extension from Monty McNair. Still no word officially on whether or not Monty McNair has received a contract extension. There's been whispers. I have heard whispers that I don't think it's true, but I've heard whispers that Monty McNair already has a deal in place, and they're just waiting on the announcement. I don't think that's necessarily true. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I'm just reporting what I've heard. I'm not even reporting it. I'm just, a little bird whispered, and may or may not be a truthful bird. Stressful as hell. Yeah, I agree. That's how I feel. That's absolutely how I feel. Steph Jones is like, these games, they stress me out, man. Like I would again so much rather watch my team be like the Harlem Globetrotters and win by 30 every night, because this stress is not for me. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, as I've made incredibly clear through my time on air, but man, the Kings are giving the Vikings a run for their money when we're talking about stress, because football, it's a little bit more methodical, laid out. Basketball, it just happens so quick that I can't even properly process my emotions in time, and it's just been incredibly stressful to be a Vikings and a Kings fan right now. But I'll take it, because both teams are winning, and this is the first time since I can remember that the Kings have been a winning team, and it's been really fun to see. Who would have thought that the Kings already with the after the addition of Domantas Sabonis would be at this point where it's like realistically, I think I'm at the point where opponent dependent. It feels like the Kings should at least compete on a game-to-game night, and if not, should realistically feel like they could win just about every single game. And that's that's crazy to say. After for anyone who's been watching the Kings for the past 16 years, it's been really not good. You don't really feel too positive heading into games, but nowadays it really does feel like the Kings are on the up and up. And should realistically expect to win games against worse opponents. And traditionally the Kings are the worst opponent. So let's look ahead here to the schedule. Looking forward, Kings go on a little mini road trip here on Sunday. They head to Memphis to play the Memphis Grizzlies, and then on Tuesday are playing the same Utah Jazz team in Utah at the Vivint Arena, if I'm not mistaken, and then come home on Wednesday, January 4th, on the second night of a back-to-back to play the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Bogdan Bogdanović will make his Sacramento return. Always good to see Bogey back in the building. The other day, I saw that it was the anniversary of Bogey's game winner against the Lakers. Always bringing back good memories. Love to see Bogey in here, and especially love to see that shot against the Lakers. And not to mention the Lakers, the Kings play the Lakers here at Golden One Center yet again on Saturday, January 7th at 7 o'clock. That'll be a fun one. You already know when the Kings and Lakers meet up, it's gonna be a fun one. And LeBron James had himself one hell of a night on his 38th birthday. Let me pull up what Bron's final numbers were tonight, because he was absolutely phenomenal. Again, on his 38th birthday, this man decides to go absolutely cuckoo bananas and goes 47 points for LeBron James tonight. 47 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 18 of 27 from the field, 4 of 6 for 3 from LeBron James tonight. Yeesh, that guy's a problem. Obviously, still no Anthony Davis when they do come back to Sacramento, but we saw last time Lakers, they held around with the Kings for a little bit. And then, the Kings starters were just too much in that one, and the Kings handled them pretty comfortably. Let's see here. Going to the comments. Street Thumper says, haven't watched Kings since 08-09 season, and what a different team. Wow, reminds me of the old days, and I'm glad I got NBA League Pass this season. Well, Street Thumper, that's been a long time since you honestly, let me tell you, Street Thumper, you did it right. You missed 12, is that right? 12? No, I'm so bad at math. 14 years. You missed 14 years of nothing. Let me tell you, you didn't miss out on anything. So the fact that you're picking them back up right now is absolutely perfect. And yeah, I mean, this team is just so fun. It is pretty reminiscent of the old days just in terms of their ball movement and the amount of fun that it is to watch them on a night-to-night basis, the culture that's being built here, the beam, Mike Brown just being an absolute character, every single press conference. Yeah, I mean, there's just such good vibes around this team right now that it is pretty reminiscent of the good old days when there's so many countless stories of them having fun during practices and in the locker room and stuff like that. There's absolutely a culture that's being rebuilt here in Sacramento, and it's great to see. Golden One Center turning into the Mecca. This is what I'm going to end on here tonight, because De'Aaron Fox the other night said something that really struck a chord with me, not in a negative way at all. I never thought of it this way, but he said that Golden One Center should be one of the best home court advantages in all of sports, not just in the NBA, but all of sport. And it's really true. I mean, this fan base has been starved for winning for 16 years, and they've came out through thick and thin. I've seen sellouts for 20-win teams, 25-win teams, 30-win teams. It doesn't matter. I mean, these guys come out every single night, and these guys and girls, I should say, the fans come out every single night. And this season especially, I mean, it's been 6 or 7 straight sellouts in Golden One Center. It's been absolutely incredible to watch, and De'Aaron has made it a point that they want to protect home court and make this a place where people really, really dread coming to. And the Kings are starting to trend in that direction. Let me get their home record here before I clock off, because I'm really curious. They are 11-7 this season at home. That's 4 games above 500 at home. And that's right, right about where, you are if you're solid, and I think if they really want to make this a true, like, elite home experience and a true home court advantage, they got to get 10 or so games above 500 at home, and that's when we're really talking like these guys are really different. Maybe eventually when this team really gets things rolling, they're only losing a handful of games at home all season, but we're not quite there yet. Kings win a big one, 126-125 here at Golden One Center again. If I had to give a player of the game, last game I gave it to Malik Monk. Domantas Sabonis obviously had a huge game. He came back with from his hand injury, wasn't supposed to really play or was unsure if he was going to play leading into that one. I didn't give it to him then. I'm still not going to give it to him tonight. He absolutely deserves it, but I want to see something special for him to win it from me. I'm going to give it to Kevin Huerter tonight, who had 30 points. That's a career high for him. He also hit the game-winning 3, staying ready after missing a couple 3-point attempts late in that fourth quarter. Didn't let it shake him at all, and still hit the most important one when it counted. Ended up with 30. And it felt like he had it all night. All night, I just had a feeling it was going to be a Kevin Huerter night, and it absolutely was. 30 points for him. Amazing play off of Domantas Sabonis. And you just absolutely love to see it. Player of the game going to Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter, 30 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 3-point makes. De'Aaron Fox tonight, 24 points, 10 assists. Domantas Sabonis, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Those guys combined for a crazy stat line, if I can get it real quick. Huerter, Fox, and Sabonis combined for 82 points, 16 rebounds, 20 assists, and 9 3-point makes. Shout out to those 3. Absolutely huge night tonight in Golden One Center. Happy New Year, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe. And again, happy New Year. Tune in to Kings Weekly